summer in my local community.
Where I live in Ramsbottom, it's very different in the summer because it's quite a green place, and the place just changes completely. It just cheers up because of the leaves on the trees and the flowers. So there is quite a lot of physical change, and I think with that, I think people feel differently as well. The mood of the town or village or whatever you'd like to call Ramsbottom does change in summer and spring.
There's always a big change in my community when it's summer. It's usually around the Maybank holiday near the end, and what we have, a big thing we do is cheese rolling in Gloucestershire. So on the Maybank holiday on the Saturday, we do 3 cheese rolling events, so one for the men and one for the women and then one for everyone. So that way, for me, when I know that it's that weekend, I know that it's going to be starting the beginning of summer.
Yeah, people are out more. In the summer, I tend to get out more in the garden, do a lot of gardening with my friends. Even going to Snugbury's, which is like an ice cream place. We all go there together and it's usually packed and there's a big line, whereas it's open all year round, I think, but you don't know about it because only in summer has it got like a really big long line and everybody's feeding the animals, and yes, everyone comes out from hibernation in summer, I think.
Right, well, the difference I was going to say I noticed in my community, but you can't help but notice it because it suddenly becomes, as soon as the sun comes out, it becomes very loud. Everybody turns the music up full blast. The men can usually be seen going off to the local off licence for liquid refreshments, and the mums nip off to the local supermarket and buy all the sausage and the burgers for the barbecues, and everybody basically has a good time. It gets very rowdy and very loud and very noisy, but it's a brilliant atmosphere, I must admit. And because you come to expect it, it's not a shock anymore. It was when I first experienced it, but now, like I said, I don't actually join in, but you can't help but hear it, and you just accept it basically because it's everybody having a good time. It's summer.
We've got a market, so we've got a meeting place which, when it's rainy and cold, it's a bit depressing really, the position of it, but in summer it's lovely because everybody just hangs around in this market in our local community and then goes to cafe. Like there's a couple of new cafes and you kind of say, should we go on, have a drink, go to a cafe? So that's quite nice.
I live in West Italy/Withington, and I guess you start seeing changes in the community, as in everybody comes out, the parks begin to get full, people run more often. There's a couple of sort of small festivals that take place, just like celebrating like the local community on Burton Road, for example. At the beginning of the summer there's also I forget the name of the school, but this school also there's a tiny little festival in their premises, and I guess it's almost like the community comes out on the street, and it's more obvious that we are there, that there's something happening with everybody together, rather than in the winter all of us are just dealing with it.
Yeah, I think for people my age,
there seems to be a lot more activity going on in the little parks and things like that. We have lots of local bowlers coming out, and it is quite nice. But they don't. My community doesn't really put anything on for anybody. I think the only time that they do anything is Eaton Park for the children, for the kids' holidays. Everything changes, and you've got a lot happening in Eaton Park. But my own community is not a lot goes on.
I live on a small road leading to a larger one, so there's always people passing by the window, or I've got a small garden in front of the house. And so, of course, it does change. When it's winter, people have got their heads down, they're walking quickly. When it starts to get warmer, people go slower. You see ladies with prams, so they might stop by the door while they're doing something with little ones. People are talking, so you hear through the open window, you hear conversations, which in the winter you don't do. And also, the lady next to me has got a particularly beautiful garden that she tends all the time. So that just becomes an absolute picture in the summer. And also, I'm on a ground floor flat, and the lady upstairs absolutely loves the sun. So as soon as it comes out, we share a lawn, she and I. She will have the deck chair out there. She'll have a radio. And so there's this music coming through my window and chatter. And I suppose it's like the world's opened up, and there's colour and light and laughter.